Hello my dear students, in this video we will discuss regarding the women reformers. As you know, in the 19th century, women were not allowed to got the education. But there were some lucky women who got the chance to be educated with the help of their father or brother, or after marriage with the help of their husband. You know that there was so much orthodoxy at that time regarding the women's education. That's why those who want to educate their daughter, they were also socially boycotted from the society. Sometime it happened. Like take the example of Pandita Ramabai's father. Her father want his wife to be educated, and that's why he was boycotted from the society. So students, now in spite of all this orthodoxy which was there at that time in the society, there were many women who got the education and were trained in a modern ideas. Here we will discuss some of the examples of those women. And after getting educated themselves, they one of the example you have studied in previous class, that is class 7. In civics chapter, you have seen that there was one woman who got educated herself by reading, because her family don't allow her to read. That's why at night she tried to read the things and get educated herself. So students, now we discuss about some of the women who were educated at that time, and after getting the education they worked for the upliftment of the women, for bringing the educational reforms for the women in the society, and did a lot of work regarding this. Okay, so firstly we start from the Pandita Ramabai. She was a great scholar, expertise in the Sanskrit language, because her father was also a Sanskrit scholar. So she was also a Sanskrit expertise in the Sanskrit language as well as in the ancient Sanskrit texts. She had a great knowledge of the Sanskrit texts, and because of this knowledge, this scholastic achievement of her, she was given the title of Pandita. Otherwise her name was Ramabai. So she was now said to be the Pandita Ramabai because of her expertise in the Sanskrit language. So she was given the title Pandita or the Saraswati because of this. She founded Arya Mahila Samaj for the education of women, and because of her scholastic achievement, when the Hunter Commission came to India, Hunter Commission came in India in 1882 for drawing up the guideline how to provide education to the Indians. So when Hunter Commission came in India in 1882, then many Indian scholars were also called for giving their suggestion for the type of education to be provided to the Indians. At that time, Pandita Ramabai was also called. She was the one among the women who was called in that. She was also invited to give her suggestion to the Hunter Commission on the type of the education or the education system to be established in India. At that time, she gave the suggestion for doing something for the need of in India. There is a need for the education of the women, because she said that women are lagging so much behind in the field of education. That's why she said that there is a need for the women education, to establish a women schools, to have a women's teacher as well as the school inspector, because at that time there were only the male school inspector and the male school teachers, because women were hardly educated. So she said that there is a need of women teachers, women school inspector, and the women's doctors also. And she gave argument regarding the women's doctor that many times it happens that women, when go to consult to the doctor, they feel shy to share their problem with a male doctor. That's why there is so much need for a female doctor to be there so that the women can consult their problem with them. So all these suggestions were given by Pandita Ramabai to the Hunter Commission. And later on she moved to USA, and there she worked a lot for the cause of the widows, for the Indian widows. And after coming back from USA, when she came back, she had a lot of donation money for the cause of the widows remarriage, and from that charity money she opened association, not a kind of a society for the education of the widows, for the education of women and mainly the widows, for providing education to them and to give them the vocational training. What is vocational training? Some kind of a handicraft work to be taught to them so that they can earn their livelihood. So the association society which she established was named as the Sharda Sadan, which was opened for the education of the women, mainly the widows, to provide them the vocational training and the education to them. Apart from, so this is all about the Pandita Ramabai. Apart from Pandita Ramabai, there were other women also who worked for the education of the women, like the Begums of Bhopal. Begums of Bhopal, one of them was the Sultan Jahan Begum. She worked for the education of the girls, and for that she founded a primary school of girls at Aligarh. Then another woman who worked for the cause of the women education was Begum Ruqayya Sakhawat Hussain. She was a Bengali Muslim woman, and she knows languages like Bengali, Urdu, English and the Sanskrit language. She was well versed in all these languages, and after marriage, with the help of her husband, she opened the schools for the girls' education in 1909 at the place Bhagalpur. Bhagalpur, you know, the place from where your Gupta sir belongs. And after the death of her husband, she opened the school in the name of her husband, Sakhawat Memorial Girls School at Calcutta also. So she opened two schools, one at Bhagalpur and another at Calcutta. Okay, the name of another school was Sakhawat Memorial Girls School because her husband's name was Khan Bahadur Sakhawat Hussain. On the name of her husband, she opened another school at Calcutta. As you know, she knows many languages like Bengali, Urdu, English and Sanskrit. That's why she was a good writer also. And she wrote many short stories and the essay for the cause of the women, on the condition of the women in that time society. The things from which the women suffer at that time. And she also criticized many social taboos. Social taboos means the many social beliefs which were there at that time in practice. She criticized them also through his writing and through her writing. One of her famous novel was Padrog, which was published in 1924. In this novel, she wrote on the lives of the women. Apart from that, she also wrote a book named Oborod Basini. And in this book, she criticized the Parda system which was so much prevalent in Muslim society. So these were the educated women who stand in opposition to the social norms which were there in the society, which suppressed the women from getting the education and from getting the freedom and the equal status in the society. So students, this is all about the women reformers which were there in the 19th and the 20th century. Thank you.